Night they were, Nanda Baba was asking certain question and Uddhav was replying and trying to console them and trying to make them happy as he was asked by Krishna and sent by Krishna as a messenger. And only the one word which gave them little hope was that soon Krishna will come. All other philosophical explanation of Uddhav was of no use. Only the one word, when Krishna will come. When he will come, he could not explain. He will come soon because he loves you too much. And after that, when the night was about to end, Uddhav was supposed to go to the Yamuna to take bath and to attend his morning rituals. At that time, when he was going out, he noticed the Brij Gopis doing their activities in their own homes, and this group of gopis, those who are in direct presence of Krishna, not in separation. As when Uddhav arrived early in the evening, he saw the Braj in a happy mood, because that was the state of the gopis or gopas or the cowherd boys. They are in presence of Krishna. And then whole night they were discussing with the Nanda and Yashoda, and this is the state which is in separation of Krishna. Now in the morning, the gopis, they are doing household activities early in the morning. This is the state which is in presence of Krishna. And then the gopis will come and see the chariot, and that will be the gopis in separation of Krishna. So this is the a double game going on. So we were discussing verse number 45 yesterday, and this verse says, as they pulled on churning ropes, gopis, with their bengal arms, women of verge, shone with the splendor of their jewels which reflected the lamp lights. Their hips, breast and necklace moved about, and their faces, anointed with the reddish kumkum, glowed radiantly with the luster of their earring reflecting from their cheeks. So this is the beauty of the gopis in a jubilant mood, doing their morning churning of the bur. Similar description of most of the things are when in Damodar Leela, when Yashoda is churning, she is also described by Sukdev Goswami very beautifully. Her beauty of Yashoda is described there. Here the beauty of the gopis, other gopis, young gopis are described. So gopis' gem-studded armlets, anklets, rows of bangles glittered in the lamplight. As they pulled the churning ropes, their breasts, their hips, and necklaces trembled. Their jeweled earrings lit up their cheek, and their faces shone with kumkum from the province of Bahelika. So this is a place from where kumkum is coming. And both Acharya, Sri Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, have almost explained this beauty of the gopis. So we are reading Sanatana Goswami. Gopis shone because of light from lamps. Are they shone with light more than lamps? It means they are more shining than lamps. They shone by their nature. They also become more beautiful by their jewels. There was another reason for their shining. And what is that reason? They made noise when they moved their arms with bracelets to pull the ropes. This also caused their hips, breast, and necklace to move. Their cheeks were lit by their earrings. Are their hips, breast, and necklace and earring moved? Are their cheeks shone from drops of perspiration from pulling of the ropes? Their faces anointed with kumkum become red from the effort of churning. The gems were naturally there on their limbs, or they wore ornaments sent by Krishna to please him. Next verse, 46. Udagayanti namaravinda lochanam. They were singing loudly about the lotus-eyed Krishna. Vraja angananam devyam asprashadadhvanihi. And who were singing? Virjangananam, young gopis. The gopis who are completely absorbed in thought of Krishna. Divam, it means their sound was touching the sky. Divam means sky, sprashad means touching. Dhvani means their vibrations. Dadhanascha niramamanthana shabda mishrito, and along with their singing, the sound of churning of the churning for butter, that sound was mixing with their singing. Nirasyate yena disham agmangalam, and this mixed sound was auspicious in all direction. This dispelled all the inauspiciousness. Everything is auspicious now. All inauspiciousness is driven out by their sound. This is like kirtan. The churning is like mridanga. The bracelets and the arms are like kartals, and their singing is kirtan. So it's a melodious kirtan which purifies the whole atmosphere. As the ladies of Vrij loudly sang the glories of lotus-eyed Krishna, their songs blended with the sound of their churning ascended to the sky and displayed all inauspicious in every direction. Srila Prabhupada's disciple write, gopis were absorbed in thought of Krishna. This is taken from the previous verse. And were thus feeling his presence. Therefore, they could joyfully sing. Chakravarti Pad writes, the word udgayantim, loudly singing, indicate that gopis were absorbed in thinking of lotus-eyed Arvinda Lochan, Krishna, lotus-eyed Krishna, and feeling his presence. Thus they sang loudly in great bliss. Dressing nicely with colorful clothing and ornaments, smearing kumkum on oneself and singing sweetly do not occur in a state of separation and lamentation. Therefore, it is understood that at the end of night, Uddhav was seeing the manifestation of Virja with Krishna present there, just as he had seen at the end of previous day upon arriving in Brij. So though, Jiva Goswami writes, though the gopis churned the yogurt for maintaining proper behavior as member of Vraj, controlled by impression maintained by Krishna himself, they were actually absorbed in Krishna. It means mechanically they were doing churning, but attentively they are absorbed in Krishna. We are mechanically chanting and attentively engaged in so many other thoughts. It was just opposite. Attentively thinking of Krishna, mechanically churning. It means we have to learn from gopis that we can do the rest of the things of the world mechanically, no problem, but we should chant attentively. This is the gopis' absorption. When there was suitable opportunity, they engage in singing, which produced auspiciousness throughout the universe. They sang loudly, revealing their absorption. They sang songs. This is absorption, means they are at the higher stage of love of God, where they forget where they are or what they are doing. Udgayanti nirtyanti kochid. This is the verse in Bhagvatam. When the devotees who are in ecstasy, when they sing loudly, when they dance, when sometimes they cry, sometimes they laugh, they can purify the whole world. Punati bhuvanam. This is a verse in 11th canto, which says such devotees can purify the whole world. And Srila Prabhupada is such devotee who was dancing after the age of 70 in the streets of Western world and chanting loudly the holy name, and he has really purified the whole world with the transcendental sound vibration of chanting loudly Sankirtan of Mahaprabhu's mission, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This can purify the whole atmosphere, yes. They sang song mainly about his beauty, Krishna's beauty, including his lotus eyes. They sang skillfully since they were well-known women of Vrja Angananam. Brje prasidam navanita choram, Brja Angananam dukula choram. Brje prasidam navanita choram. Krishna is very famous in Braj as the butter thief. And also he is well known as Gop Angananam Dukul Choram. Gop Angananam means young gopis. Dukul means the cloth which have two borders. It means the cloth which they put on the head are dupatta. Like Krishna's pitambar is dukulam. Dukul is the cloth with two borders. It's not a petticoat or something else. It is the cloth which have two borders. Dukula choram. Dukul means like a gamcha. Upper cloth which have two borders. That which the girls put around the neck. That's called dukul. So Vrjangananam are young gopis. Because they sang loudly due to their prem, they were in deep love. And many gopis sang. And sound spread everywhere, touching even the sky. Another reason was that the sound of singing was mixed with the sound of continuous churning. The word cha indicates that there was also the sound of their bangles. Kartal, Mridang and chanting together is a Sankirtan. Thus sound dissipated in auspiciousness of all people in the 10 directions. It dissipated nirasyate, unlimited suffering of this life and the next, the root of karma along with all vasanas. Anybody know what is vasana? Can somebody speak?
Previous conditioning, samskaras.
Vasana is sanskara. Anybody really, you understand what vasana means?
Generally bad habits.
Yeah, what?
Is it bad habits?
I don't know what you are saying.
Bad habits?
No, 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 no. That is different completely.
It means deep desires.
Vas means. Oh, why does it a double sound? Vas means if there is a flower and you smell something, that is called vas. Now, I had a garland of flower which was touching my cloth. I have put the garland down, still there is fragrance of the flower in my cloth. That is called vasana. It means the impression of things are still there when things are not there. Now, next example. This is an apparent example. The example in this vasana example is maybe 10 months back we were in some city where we had some special type of some preparation we have tasted as a prasad. Now after 10 months we remember that thing, and immediately the shape of that thing will appear in our mind, the taste also appear, and even we can feel saliva in our mouth simply thinking of that thing. That is called vasana. It means thing is not there, but impression is there. Its shape is there, its taste is there, its form is there, its characteristic is there. And like that, we have many impressions from many lifetimes. And where are these vasanas? Where are these impressions? They are on subtle body. They are on mind. Of the subtle body, mind is the most important element. And these vasanas needs to be fulfilled. Because vasana develop desires. These impression, the impression give the impulses for getting that thing again. So such a singing means chanting the holy name will destroy all these vasanas. Or hearing Krishna Katha will do that. Now, I want you to go back in your first canto and Bhagavat Dharma section in the second chapter. Hearing Bhagavatam regularly from the devotees, then the nishtha will appear, anarth nivritti will be there, impression of the mode of passion and ignorance will go, and then we will be situated in goodness, and then three things happen. What are these three things? Hridaya granthi bhidyanti sarva sangshakshanti, and karma vasana. Then third thing is, anybody? Huh?
Shayanti chasya karmani.
Shayanti chasya karmani. And that is the complete eradication of vasana by hearing Bhagavatam, by hearing Krishna Katha. The granthi or the knot is false ego arising from ignorance, and doubts are about the sadhan or sadhya, and karam impressions are the vasanas. They all are finished. So similarly, this chanting of the gopis are eradicating all inauspiciousness. Is vasana clear now? It's very clear what it is like that. We all have these things in our, subconsciousness. Next verse 47. Bhagavati udite surya nandadwari vrjo kasaha drishtva ratham shatakambham kasya ayam iti cha bhruvan. Now, Bhagavati udite surya. Surya is a sun. Udite means rising. Bhagavati means godly. Godly sun was rising. Why is called Bhagavati? Our Acharya have given a couple reasons for that. Nanda Dware means at the door of Nanda Baba. Vrajokasa here means Brajbasis. Two Acharyas are saying they are the men. And Chakravarti are saying they are women. Gopis are Gopas. This verse says Gopas, next two verse says Gopis. So Vrjakasas can be Gopa or Gopis. The male or female both. Drishtva means seeing, Ratham means chariot. And Shata Kumbham means made of gold. Is gold plated chariot which was astonishing. Usually there are black carts, there is no chariot, and in gold plated chariot was something astonishing. Kasya ayam, whose is this chariot? This they were speaking, Burvan. When the godly sun had risen, the people of Vrja noticed the golden chariot in front of Nanda Maharaj's doorway. Who does this belong to? They asked. And Chakravarti Padres, Virja Okasa, resident of Virja, referred to gopis who were feeling separation from seeing the chariot of Uddhav. Here the manifestation of Virja in separation from Krishna again appears. So these persons who are seeing this chariot is another set of Virjabasis, they are in separation of Krishna. But Jiva Goswami writes, the sun is called Bhagavati. Why? Since it has the power to destroy darkness, number one. The one who destroys darkness, it means it gives knowledge. Darkness is ignorance. So therefore he is called Bhagavati. And second, because traditionally, it is traditional object in which the worship of the Lord. It means during the sunrise, that is the time when people worship the Lord. Also, it is a traditional object in which to worship the Lord. It means Surya is considered the eye of Krishna. Sashi Surya Netram. The moon and sun are the eyes of Krishna. So rising sun is having a darshan of Krishna in the morning in the form of his eye. It's called Surya Narayan. Everybody offer respect to rising sun. Therefore it's called Bhagavati. The sun is also praised because the people of Vraj were satisfied with its rising, since that would be happiness at gaining some news of Krishna. Oh, new day has come. Krishna said he will come, he might come. So the Krishna is God, so Bhagavati. So three reasons for Bhagavati word used for sun. The women are described later. They could not identify the chariot since they always stayed in Braj, because they have bullock carts. Since it was covered with gold plate, it was extraordinary. They said, whose is this? The word indicate they also spoke other words. And same thing, they thought of Akru's chariot. And now here, next verse says, this 48 and 49 are gopis. Akruragata Kimva is again Akrur has come. May this chariot be of Akrur. They had only this experience. Yaha Kansa Shriha Sadhakaha, or he is servant of Kansa. He has pleased Kansa. Might have he has come to take our flesh to offer to the departed soul of Kansa something. Has he come for that purpose? Yena Nito Madhupurim, he has taken our Krishna to Mathura, Madhupuri, and Krishna Kamala Lochana, our dear Krishna with lotus eyes. Perhaps Akrura had returned. He who fulfilled Kansa's desire by taking lotus-eyed Krishna to Mathura. So Madhupuri, the purport is on Madhupuri. Srila Prabhupada's disciple write a small sentence, Gopis angrily spoke this statement. Gopis angrily said, Chakravarti Pad said, perhaps Akrura, who took Krishna to Mathura to fulfill the purpose of Kansa, has returned to Brij. Why he returned? Next verse. But Jiva Goswami writes, some woman who had predominance of longing, Utkantha, speak two verses. Kansa may be called Madhu since a demon ruled a city called Madhupuri. And there was a demon named Madhu. Thus Madhupuri means the city of Kansa. It was improper for Akrura to take him to such a city of a demon. He took Krishna, who has lotus eyes, whose spatial beauty removes all suffering. They reveal their extreme pain in their hearts on remembering his special qualities. It was improper for Akrura to take him from Virj, but worse to take him to Madhupuri. Same thing. Last verse of this chapter. 49.
It is interesting.
Yes, Babu?
Mathura is such a divine place. Has in the past been ruled by demonic as well.
Lavana, the Mathura was established by Shatrughan, the brother of Lord Ramchandra, after killing Lavanasur. And afterward it was ruled by Maharaj Mandhata of the Sun dynasty, solar dynasty, Mandhata. And at that time, Sobri Rishi came to their court and got married and all this. This is all about Mathura. And afterward, it became the kingdom of Sursen. And then it became, then after imprisoning Maharaj Ugarsen, Kansa, who is like a demon, was ruling this country. Therefore, this verse speaks of Kansa's rule as a demonic person. Kim sadhyasyati asamabhihi bharato pretasya nishkritam tata strinam vadantinam udhavo agata krita nikaha. Is he going, he means the Akrura again. Akrura is going to use our flesh to offer funeral oblation to his master, who was so satisfied with his service. As the women were speaking in this way, Uddhav appeared, having finished his early morning duties. And purported by Srila Prabhupada's disciple, this verse reveals the bitter disappointment of the gopis felt when Akrura took Krishna away. However, they will be pleasantly surprised to see the unexpected guest is Uddhav, not Akrura. Chakravarti Pad writes, for what purpose has Akrura come again? Now that Kansa has been killed, considering this, the gopis propose a reason in this verse. Is he going to perform the funeral rites of his master Kansa, who was pleased, Pritasya, with his work of taking Krishna away from Brij, by using our flesh as an offering to him? As the gopis were speaking like this, Uddhav approached means he approached to the gate of Nanda Maharaj. Sometimes the word instead of pretasya is there. If the word is preta, it means dead Kansa. And thus end the purport. And Jiva Goswami has little lengthy purport. Let's read this. Though the Akrura took Krishna to satisfy his master's purpose, when by chance Kansa was killed, Akrura kept Krishna in Mathura for his own purpose. He has now come again with a purpose. He pleased Kansa at first by bringing Krishna, but later it was the opposite. Another version, Pretasya, same thing, did. He will use our bodies as offering to the atonement for Kansa. After hearing this, while all the household women were talking among themselves, Uddhav appeared. The possessive case Strinam Vadatinam is used to show that Uddhav was indifferent to their gossip, pretending that he did not hear their words. He searched out and went to solitary place where the dearest gopis of Krishna had gathered and were discussing among themselves. Now this says Uddhav searched out, means he was looking for gopis, and went to the solitary place, means gopis were gathering at a place which was solitary, where the dearest gopis of the Krishna, Supakshiya gopis, now Vipakshiya gopis, leftist gopis, Radharani's group, had gathered and were discussing among themselves. They were not immediately visible. Why? Because they were hiding. Their houses were many, spread over the bridge, which measured 64 crores in length and breadth. Krishna has used, we all have no houses. In Bhagvatam, to the Kubja, he said, we have no houses. This statement indicates that gopis left their houses at this time. It will be explained later that gathering together and staying in the forest, they offered Uddhav a seat. After this, the conversation with the bee took place. So this is the verse which will come in the next chapter. Uddhav later says, Aham bharatu rahas karaha. I work for my master in a solitary place. So here we end this chapter and will go to the next chapter. Anybody has some question or comment? Otherwise we should start the next chapter. Any question or comment? 2 students are less. We are 20 only today. Who 2 are missing? Who are they? Who we are missing their association? 1 or 2. Fortunate souls. No question? Shall we continue? The next chapter, the song of the bee is the title of the chapter, Brahmar Geet. How many songs or gopis are in the Bhagavatam?
6.
6?
6? Yes, Prabhu.
How many?
6.
Okay. So name those.
First is a Venu Geet.
First is Venu Geet. Oh, flute song. Flute song is okay.
Then there is a Yugal Geet.
Which Geet?
Yugal Geet. It is in the 35th chapter, 10th canto, 35th chapter.
31st chapter
35th.
is a Pranaya Geet, is not Yugal Geet.
No, that is Yugal Geet. When Krishna goes to the forest, they sing and they describe the Krishna's pastimes, because they are in separation. All gopis, they gather together.
So is it 31st? So
35.
35, okay, 35. Then why you are going to 35? First you go to the 29, 24.
No, because the chronologically, okay. So first is Vedagit, then
Second is
this Pranay Git,
Pranaya Geet, and third is
Gopi Git,
Gopi Geet. The fourth is
Yugal Git,
Yugal Geet, yes. Fifth is
Brahmar Git,
Brahmar Geet, yes.
and the sixth is when Krishna goes to Mathura, when Akrura takes the all gopis, they sing, they tell him don't go, and there is some
What is
song.
that Geet called? Huh?
Viraha Git, when Krishna is going to Mathura.
Viraha Geet.
Yeah.
Okay, Viraha Geet. Anyway, I heard six, but five are most prominent. This Viraha is a not big song. The sixth one of Akrur going, which will come earlier than Brahmar Geet. Then it will be fifth and Brahmar will be sixth. Brahmar is a bumblebee, black, with the yellow mustaches. Anyway, everybody has, I think you have done this whole, so you know these all Gopis Geet, very good. So this chapter is Brahmar Geet, the last song of the Gopis. The first 10 verses, Gopis talks to Uddhav. And then 11 to 21 is actual Brahmar Geet. These 10 verses is a Brahmar Geet. So we are starting first verse and second verse together, which describe Uddhav's appearance, how Uddhav looks like, his beauty, his ornaments, which resemble to Krishna. They are actually Krishnas. Sri Shukavacha Tamavikshya Krishnaanucharam Braja Striya. Tama means Uddhav, Viksha means seeing, Krishna Anuchar means follower of Krishna, Vraja Striya means young gopis. Pralamba Bahum Navakanjalochan, he has long arms and lotus eyes. This is the beauty and identification of Uddhav. Pitambaram Pushkar Malinam Lasan. Pitambaram, he has a yellow dhoti. He has a Pushkar Malinam, he has a lotus garland. Lasan Mukhara Vinda, he has a shining lotus face. Parimrishtaha Kundalam, and is a beautiful earrings or kundal. So Vismit ko ayam apiva darshana. Now gopis become astonished. Apiva darshan, he was so beautiful. Because he was none different than Krishna. He resembled Krishna. Kutascha kasya achutta vesha bhushana. How come he has all the cloths and ornaments of our dear Achyuta Krishna? Iti samasarvaha parivayo utsakoho. They surrounded Uddhav out of enthusiasm. Tama uttama shloka padambujashriyam. Why? Because Uddhav has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is Uttam Shlok. These are the explanation of this verse. Now I'm reading the meaning, translation given by Srila Prabhupada's disciple. Why I'm reading like this? Because 95% of the words in the verse are in my local language. I have not to think about that. I can just see, and it is very clear what this word means. And if you really want to relish the verses, you take few minutes, maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, immediately look into the word, see the word to word meaning, and once read the translation, it takes you 3 minutes. And then you do a little exercise in your mind and try to correlate the words. And particularly, I would say those who have language which is near to the Sanskrit, they will find 90% words in their own language. It's very relishing. Somehow I relish, so I read these verses. Otherwise, directly I can read translation, which will save much time. But Sri Rupa Goswami says, Bhagavata Shabda Artha Rasa Aswadan. We have to relish the nectarian meaning of the words of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sukdev Goswami said, the young woman of Vraj became astonished upon seeing the Lord Krishna's servant, who had long arms, whose eyes resembled newly grown lotus, who wore a yellow garment, lotus garland, whose lotus face glowed with brilliantly polished earrings. Who is this handsome man? The handsome word is, which word is a handsome? Apiva? Yeah. Apiva, this one, handsome man. The gopis asked, where has he come from and whom does he serve? Oh, he is wearing Krishna's clothes and ornament. Saying this, the gopis eagerly crowded around Uddhav, whose shelter was the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Uttam Shlok. Chakravarti Pad writes, in this chapter, Uddhav hears the 10 verses of Chitra Jalap. The Brahmar Geet is Chitra Jalap. What is Chitra Jalap? Radha's surprising talk or paddling symptomatic of highest stage of divine love, madness called Unmad, which appear at the stage of Mahabhav. He then gave Krishna's message to the gopis and praises them, return to Mathura to report to Krishna. The word so vismita, very astonished, means that gopis were surprised, thinking, how did Uddhav obtain Krishna's yellow dhoti and his lotus garland? In some editions, so vismita is replaced with the word suchi smita, which means the gopis' smiles were pure. Suchi means Shuddha. Because of the joy arising from seeing Uddhav in dress which reminded them of Krishna. Who is this handsome man? Where has he come from and whose servant is he? Seeing Uddhav, the gopis become excited over the possibility of obtaining news about Krishna. And Jiva Goswami writes, I think quite lengthy purport, not very lengthy. The two verses read together and connect with the verb in the next sentence. They questioned who he was, since they recognized that he was the servant of Krishna. Verse number 4 says he was servant of Krishna. If he had done his morning duties, then come from Mathura in the morning, he would be recognized by this crowd as a great warrior. So he has not come in the morning. He could not have spoken to the gopis privately till now. The woman of Vraj referred to the dear gopis in love with Krishna, famous as the best of the women in Braj. They have been described previously. Vraja Striya Krishna Grahita Manasaha. Krishna Grahita Manasa means whose mind was fully absorbed in Krishna. These women of Vraja and their minds completely absorbed in Krishna. Bhagvatam 10:29-4. Seeing Uddhav, they recognize him as a follower of Krishna, Anuchar. Because of similarity of form, such as long arms, the lotus garland has been given by Krishna to Uddhav when he had departed for Vrja. Because his friend in Vrja had grace and form similar to Krishna in Vrja. It means all the Vrjavasis, all the Gopas, the cowherd boys, they all dress same. They are like Sarupya. They have a same dress mostly. Gopa Vesh is a common dress. They infer he was also a devoted follower of Krishna. They were surprised that somewhere else others could be similar in dress and form. Thus they asked, who is this person? Another version is Suchi Matsamita, means pure, that's right. Next, his form was very beautiful, apiva darshanaha. His dress, tilak and hairstyle, Ves. Ves include tilak and hairstyle. And his earring and bracelets, bhushana, were similar to Krishna. Or he actually wore dress and ornament that had belonged to Krishna along with his own. Here is the verse from 11th canto where Uddhav says, what Uddhav says? Simply by decorating ourselves with the garlands, fragrant oils, cloths and ornaments that have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, we, your servants, will indeed conquer your illusory energy. What do you think? If the devotee get a Mahaprasad garland from the deities, the saint early in the morning offered to the deities and then given to the devotees. And if they get the Mahaprasad which is offered to the deities and then to the devotees, or sometimes they get the old cloths used by the deities, particularly upper cloth, then the result is they will conquer the illusory energy of Krishna. Prabhupada was seen always wearing a Mahaprasad garland, mostly. And some devotees are using Prabhupada's, left Mahaprasad cloths. So these items which are used by the deity in the form of Krishna, Radha, or Jagannath, or Gaur Nitai, Balaram, they are very potent to conquer Maya. And therefore devotee hanker to get these items. Sudden cause of their lack of reserve, it means they were women, they should not mix with new men, but they have given up their reservations for their eagerness because they were utsakaha. Unable to tolerate time, they lost a sense of discrimination. Later, the cause of their lack of reserve was that Uddhav has taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet because he is a dear devotee of Krishna. He is very dear to Krishna, so they have no reservation to talk with him. Or because he had massaged Krishna's feet. There is another meaning of lotus feet of Krishna. He taken shelter means he is massaging his feet. Or also the another meaning is he was a shelter like a pillow. It means Krishna used to keep his lotus feet on the lap of Uddhav, which act like a pillow. So these are the three meanings of last line of the verse. They understood that he was an intimate associate of Krishna. And now we know from Brother Bhagavatam that Uddhav is next to the gopis and topmost of all other devotees. right from Pandavas, Hanuman, and Yadavas. Uddhav is on the climax, and next to the Uddhavs are only gopis. Higher than Uddhavs are gopis. And Uddhav is one of the three Haridas Varya. Hari means Krishna, Das means servant, Varya means best. Best of Krishna's servant of three. Uddhav, Yudhishthir, and Govardhan, Giriraj Govardhan.
So how is Yudhishthira Maharaj?
Somehow he is also one of the Haridas Varya in Bhagvatam. How is he Haridas Varya in a Dasya Bhav? He's in a Dasya Bhav. He's the best of the devotees. Krishna is in a Sakha Bhav. In a Haridas, in a Dasya Bhav, these are three are Uddhav is also friend as well, but mostly Dasya Bhav. How come Yudhishthir is there? Anybody has any explanation? Anybody heard anything about that? Oh, I can speculate, but I don't know exactly why the third one is Maharaj Yudhishthir.
I heard it was Arjuna, Govardhan, and Uddhava.
No, not Arjuna. It's Haridas Var is Yudhishthir. The three words in Bhagavatam which describe Haridas Varya are Govardhan, Uddhav, and Yudhishthir. This I know definitely. Why Yudhishthir, I don't know. Verse number 3. Bowing their heads in humility, gopis. The gopis duly honored Uddhav with their shy, smiling glances and pleasing words. They took him to a quiet place, seated him comfortably, and began to question him, for they recognized him to be the messenger from Krishna, the master of goddess of fortune. Ramapati. Now, Srila Prabhupada disciple write, the chaste gopis were enlivened to see that a messenger had come from Krishna. As Uddhav will discover during his stay in Vrindavan, the eunuch gopis could not think of anything but their beloved Krishna. And Chakravarti Pad writes, gopis bowed their heads out of humility. Being naturally bashful, they covered their head with their veils. This bashfulness suddenly appeared on its own upon meeting any respectable person. Thinking that Uddhav must be an intimate friend of their beloved, the gopis smiled, looked at him with curious eyes, greeted him with pleasing words, Sunirta, of welcome, and worshipped him with foot wash and other items suitable to the time and place. They then asked Uddhav question in private, rahasi, unseen by outsider. By this coming promptly to such a place, they understood that Uddhav was bearing news about Krishna, the master of Lakshmi. And Chakravarti Pad writes, Sri Shukdev Goswami siding with gopis showed some jealousy towards Krishna by addressing him as Ramapati, the husband of Lakshmi. By this phrase, Sukdev Goswami implies the following. The goddess of fortune herself is coming soon to Mathura to make Krishna happy. So what purpose could Krishna have in making a pretense of sending message to the coward girls? So the Jiva Goswami had given the verse about Lakshmi coming to Mathura. This is the first verse of the Gopi Geet given here. They glanced at him with shyness and joy. Gopis seated him in a solitary place, since it would not be suitable to speak while persons of dissimilar mood were present. Dissimilar mood means rasa abhas. Person with a vatsalya should not hear this. Person with sakha may not hear, except one may not hear this. Servants should never hear this. So it's only the leftist gopis surrounding. Jayati te adhikam janmana braja shriyata indra shashvatatrahi daita darshyatam dikshitavaka tvai dhrita swastam vichinvate. O beloved, by your birth, the land of words has become exceedingly glorious, and thus Lakshmi always reside here. This is the verse only quoted, that Lakshmi reside here. So they manifested feeling on seeing the auspiciousness and wealth of Krishna. Shri, another meaning of Shri is auspiciousness and wealth of Krishna in the form of Uda, who was the abode of even Lakshmi, reflected in Uddhava. So another meaning of the Shri is the opulences of Krishna manifested in Uddhav is Shri. And Uddha and Krishna is Shri Pati, means he is the master of Uddhav. So Shri Pati is Lakshmi Pati, Shri Pati is also Uddhav. This is the another meaning Jiva Goswami gives. Jiva Goswami then, understanding that he was the messenger of Krishna, Ramapati, in a solitary palace, they offered him the seat, given him an article of worship. First they gave seat. Then they gave an article of worship, water for washing feet and everything. While bowing their heads humbly, glancing at kindness and smile, they welcomed him with polite words and asked him questions. That is the order of the action. In this way they started meeting. So first they made him sit. This is a gentleman way of talking with somebody. Not on the street you talk. First give them seat, then give him respect, give him some water, give him some traditional reception, and then inquire from him. So this is the sequence of events. Now, he sat on the seat so that they could be near to him, since he recognized their great devotion. While he was with Kubja and others, it will be described that he also has sat on the seat. What then to say of respecting the gopis? So they bowed their heads in humility, they glanced at him with joy and shyness, same thing almost. And same, they say same verses and everything same. Verse number 4. Janimastvam Yadupate, we know you are the servant of Yadupati. They are saying this with jealousy. Yadupati, not Brijanath. Yadupati. Parshadam Samupagatam, you are his representative, you have come here. Bharatrehe Preshta Pitro, oh, you must have come here to please his parents. Why? Bhavan Priya Achikrshaha. Oh, you have just come to give pleasure to his parents. So we know why you have come, so we'll not ask who you are. We know this. The Gopi said, we know that you are the personal servant of Krishna, the chief of Yadus, and that you have come here on the order of your good master who desired to give pleasure to his parents. And Srila Chakravarti Pad, right? Gopi said, we know who you are, so we do not have to ask. You are the follower of Lord of Yadus. By the word Yadupati, chief of the Yadus, the Gopis imply that Even though Krishna is the coward community, Krishna is of the coward community, he is now living as the king of the Yadus. Having attained such a big post, why should he want to come back here? Therefore it seems, O Uddhav, that Krishna has sent you not for us, but to pacify his mother and father. In other words, we think Krishna has sent you out of fear of criticism from the public, who might say, what use that Krishna for his parents who are coward people? Nanda and Yashoda may cry themselves to death, but Krishna will simply stay here in Mathura and rule as king. So just to avoid criticism of the people, he might have sent you, Uddhav, here to please his parents, not for us. O charming fellow, Uddhav, the crest jewel of an intelligent person has sent you, Krishna, to satisfy his parent. Having come here, you should go to the Nanda and Yashoda. Upon receiving you, they will forget about Krishna in their ecstasy. Indeed, the sharpness of Krishna's intelligence has come in handy. In this way, there are many such implications of criticism hidden in the groups of in gopis' words. False pride, which arise as the subtle new bud on the tree of their words. There is a pride arising in their bhavas. Yadupati, he is no more devotee, he is no more Gokulanath. Though certain that Uddhav had a message, they knew that Uddhav is a message for us. They hide their relationship with Krishna out of sorrow. We know you are the follower of protector of Yadu because of your clothing, and you have approached the people of Vrja. What is the need of asking you about this? You have been sent by your master. You did not come on your own, but were sent by him. You really do not want to come, since you would have to leave him, but you came for appearance sake only. You have come simply because you must follow the order of your master. He is master of the Yadus. He does not care for his own people, since they are no longer qualified for him. You have been sent by your master. By this, they attempt to show indifference to him. So what is the mood? Indifference to Krishna. Pride, indifference. We know something of the purpose of your visit. You came to please Krishna's parents, not out of love. Next, verse 5. Anyatha go vraje tasya. Otherwise, why should you come in go? Go means cows. Vraja means the place where cows are taking care. Here they are using word cow and comparing themselves as cows, because we are humble and we have given everything to Krishna, but he is ignoring us. So there is a mood. They have used word cow. Anyatha go virje tasya sumranyam na chakshamahe. How can he remember us, the Birjavasis, are the cows of the Birja and the gopis of the Birja? Sneyano bandho bandhunam munerapi dushtaja. But the relationship to parent is so strong that even sannyasi cannot forget their mother and father. So how can Krishna forget that? So he must have sent you to please his parents. We see nothing else anyatha. He might consider worth remembering in these cow pasture of Birja anybody except his parents. Why? Because bonds of affection for one's family member are difficult to break even for sages. Gopi said, Achakarutipad writes, we do not see anyone else worthy of remembrance in Birj. In other words, if Krishna has in this way disregarded even his parent Yashoda and Nand, whom he remembered, then how is it possible for such person like us to have a place in his memory at all? Even those who take sannyas find it hard to give up the relationship with their father and mother. But Krishna has very easily given up his relationship with countless wives of others whom he enjoyed. Just see the severity of Krishna's renunciation. And Srila Jiva Goswami writes, he has sent you only because of them, means Yashoda and Nanda. Otherwise, we do not see anything that the leaders of the Yadu could consider worthy remembering Vraja, whose only wealth is cows. What to speak of actually remembering? The quality of his parent is that they remember him out of affection, though he does not. These are the few questions. Do you remember the gopis have asked from Krishna after Krishna reappeared in the ras dance? Have you heard these questions? Gopis asked from Krishna, there are people you love, they love you. There are people you may not love, you always love, they may not love you. There are people, they love you, but you never know who they love you. Have you heard these questions?
Yes.
So I am leaving this. So this is the parent. Children may not love, but the parent continue loving. This is the second question. And the last question is, you love Krishna, you love somebody and they don't notice that somebody is living. And who are in this category?
Atmaramas.
Atma Ramas.
We also ungrateful people.
Ungrateful number 2, Atma number 1, and 3.
Materially fulfilled.
Insane people. Those who are just insane. They don't. They are the 3 varieties. Huh?
Envious of superiors, seniors.
And
One is those who are mad. They don't know who loves them. So gopis were laughing, Krishna is not mad. Then they said the Atmaram. Then again they are laughing, Krishna is not Atmaram. Then Krishna says those who are ungrateful. Then gopis said you are that. And then Krishna spoke this verse, Napariyam, I cannot repay you, even I do. That is the question. So this line written here is about the parents. Bond of affection, parent and others are hard to give even by sannyasis. It is possible to forget this relationship by great effort, but not immediately. In saying this, they show his hard-heartedness. Gopis, by this verse showing Krishna is very hard-hearted. Verse number 6. Anyeshwa artha krita maitri yavad artha vidambanam pumbhi strisho krita yavad sumanasva iva shadapadaihi. Now they are giving example that for others there is no, if they have any relationship other than parents, then they are only based on some purpose. If the purpose is solved, relation is over. Friendship shown towards others, those who are not family members, is motivated by personal interest, and thus it is a pretense that lasts only until one's purpose is fulfilled. Such friendship is just like the interest men take in woman or bees in flowers. But it may be objected, Chakravarti Pad writes, because Krishna has no need for the mother and father, brother or anyone. He should not have possessiveness of them. He has some use for you woman. However, because of his wantonness, And therefore, he should be remembering you all the more. This may be Uddhav say like this. So Krishna remembers you more, and that is true. The gopis respond to the objection in this verse. Friendship with those other than one's parent is motivated. Without those motives, the relationship do not exist. Thus, they should be condemned. Those who make friendship, those who are the object of friendship, and those who assist in bringing about friendship are all to be condemned because of the selfish motivation. Therefore, friendship where there is a motive, and no friendship where there is no motive, the friendship of man and woman is same. Attractive woman like flower, Sumana. Attractive woman like flower possess beauty, fragrance, tenderness, sweetness, and charm. The bees drink only once the flower nectar and then leave it for another. Fickle men abandon beautiful and devoted women to pursue other pleasure. Thus, since there is no friendship, even when there is motivation, this relationship is more despicable. So this is a gopis answer to Uddhav that you have not come for us. So Sumanesu means flower. Suman means flower, and Suman means also good-minded people. We Brajbasis, women, are very good-minded, but Krishna is flickering like a bee. He is a greedy and flickering like a bee. So this is Jiva Goswami writes, Sumana means the flower is like person with a good mind. Sumanaha. So means good mind, mean mana. And having no fault, but out of greed the bee comes. So Krishna is a bee who is greedy, and women of Vrindavan gopis are like Sumana, good-minded. Verse number 7. Now they are giving example which are this type of friends which are motivated. So they give 4 examples here. Neswaman Tyajanti Ganika, one who was rich earlier, now he has lost all wealth. So the Rit Vijo Data Dakshanam, if you ask some Brahman to perform yajna, when you give him remuneration, then he leaves you and go to his home. So these are all motivated relationship. Prostitute, abandon a penniless man, subject an innocent king, students, their teacher, once they have finished their education, and priest, a man who has remunerated them for the sacrifice. Chakravarti said in last verse explained that friendship does not exist without motivation. In this verse, gopis give series of examples for logical elimination. This logical elimination is called Deepak Nyaya. The gopis said the prostitute abandoned the penniless man, same thing. And Jiva Goswami, same thing. Next verse. Next, on the other set of examples. Khaga havita phalam vriksha, the tree who has fruit finished, the birds fly away. They'll give up that tree. Fruitless tree is given up by birds. Bhuktva chathito graham, somebody came guest at your home, after finishing eating, he will leave the home and go. Dagdagam mrigas tatha aranyam, if the forest is catching fire, then the animals will leave that forest. Jara bhuktva ratam istriyam, this last line needs purport. Jara is in plural, means paramour. Bhunkte means enjoying. Rata means love. Istri means singular. Istri is singular. So in this case, gopis are saying that we normally, woman is innocent. So many men exploit her. But here, everything is opposite. We are all gopis only loving one man, Krishna. And still he has given us up. How come that? So the last example is explained by the acharyas. Birds abandon a tree when its fruits are gone, guests a house after they have eaten, and animals a forest that has burned down, and the lover abandoned woman he has enjoyed, even though she remains attached to him. This should be lovers. Yara is in plural. This word should be lovers here. Now here is Chakravartipad's purport. Gopis said, birds give up once the food. This is the same. Paramore gives up the woman though she is eager for enjoyment. But as long as she is young, he does not give her up. When the motivation disappears, the friendship ceases. Therefore, since Krishna's motivations are being fulfilled by the woman of Mathura, why should he remember us? By this, he hints at Krishna not having any love for them. In this verse, the word woman, Striyam, is singular, and paramour, Jara, is in plural form. By this, the gopis imply it is all right to reject a woman who is involved with many men out of lust. But we are many who are simply devoted to one, and still he has no love for us. Our love is not impelled by lust, since we have had a love for Krishna since our childhood. By neglecting so many of us, Krishna shows unprecedented cruelty in his heart. We are loving from a childhood him. It was pure love. Same thing. Verse number 10, 9 and 10. Gatavaka, yes?
What principle they were referring in this?
What?
verse?
What principle?
What is the principle for this verse they are referring?
They are saying Krishna has no love for us. We are loving him, which is pure. Still, he is not remembering us. This is sort of their, Krishna is careless, and we are neglected. This is their feeling because of deep love. Now gopis are saying about themselves. Iti gopya hi govinda, iti gopya hi govinde, gatavak kaya manasa, krishna dute samayate, udhave tyakta lolkikaha, gayantyah priyah karmani, rudantascha gatahirya, tasya smartyah yani kaishora balayo. Thus speaking, the gopis, whose words, bodies and mind were fully dedicated to Lord Govinda, put aside all the regular work now that Krishna's messenger Sri Uddhav had arrived among them, constantly remembering the activities their beloved Krishna had performed in his childhood and youth. They sang about them and cried without shame. Chakravartipad writes, Tyakta Lokika means the gopis had abandoned the customs of society by revealing with their own mouth their indulgence in illicit love with Krishna. While repeatedly singing about Krishna's pastime in childhood and youth, the gopis forgot all external consideration and wept openly before Krishna's messenger Uddhav. Of his childhood and youth, Kishora Balayoho indicate that ever since their childhood, the gopis' love for Krishna had been unconditional, nirupadik. It is not the case that in youth the gopis' love become conditional, motivated by lusty desire, kam upadik. Gopis' love is nirupadik, it is not kam upadik. They were hardly 4 years when they were paying Katyayani to get Krishna as husband. So it was not actually kam upadik. It is nirupadik love. Unmotivated. So here the one word of Govind and Gopi, there is some meaning by Jiva Goswami. Speaking in this way, iti, Gopis gave up their reserve about disrespecting a person with the arrival of messenger of Krishna, who attracts everyone. Krishna attracts everyone, had become their dear lover, but had gone far away. Since their words, bodies, and minds were dedicated to Govinda, previously Lord of Gokul, are one who pervade all the senses. Another meaning of Govinda is one who pervade all senses. He was the goal of their bodies. They had offering, they had offering him their bodies, and had done actions only for his pleasure, forgetting their bodies by their absorption in him. Thus their present condition was reasonable. They had accepted him completely. They gave up all shyness and remembering constantly his dear activities of Kishore and young periods, saying they wept. Kaishore activities are mentioned first, since this age acted as a udipan for their particular ras, which means madhurya ras. They remembered his actions of the Kaumar and Pongal ages also, Balya. They remembering everything about him, having affection for him from his infancy. Verse 11. Now, 11 to 21 is Brahmar Geet. Now, this is the song starting. We have to finish 15 verses today, but I think I have to travel 3.5 hour drive to go somewhere. So let's see how much we can complete. Kachin madhukaram drishtva dhyayanti krishna sangamam priyaha prasthapitam dutam kalpyate dvam abravit. Kachan is the word which is described by Acharya. This word is Radharani. Kachit means some. Normally Kachit means some. But this some is Radharani. And the meaning of Kach, na, they said some meaning to these three words. Spiritual knowledge of the deep love. That is the meaning of Kachin. Madhukaram means bumblebee. Drishtva means sing. Dhyayanti Krishna, and then she was remembering Krishna and his personal association with Krishna, Sangamam. Priya prasthapitam dutam, and then he is noticing Uddhav as his representative. Kalpit vidam abrit, and it means to that bumblebee he was thinking he is messenger of Krishna. So instead of Uddhav, Radharani was speaking to that bumblebee, but actually it was for Uddhav. Kalpitam means instead of Uddhav, she is addressing to the bee. Now read the translation. One of the gopis, while meditating on his previous association with Krishna, Sahib honeybee is not honeybee, is a bumblebee, before her, and imagined it to be the messenger sent by her beloved. Thus she spoke as follows. Chakravarti Pad writes, according to Sanatana Goswami Sri Vaishnava Toshani, the gopi Kachid is the embodiment of the seventh stage of Krishna Prem. So what are the other, and the seventh stage is called Mahabhav. So what are the other 6 stages? Number 1, Sneha. Number 2. So before Sneha is Bhav, Prema. First is Bhav, then is Prem. And third is Sneha. Fourth is Man. Fifth is Pranaya. Sixth is Rag. Seventh is Anurag. And ninth is Bhav. And 10th is Mahabhav. And this Mahabhav is only Radharani's priority. This is Radharani's proprietary. Nobody else can have this stage of Mahabhav. And Mahabhav has also different stages in Mahabhav. They are called Rood Bhav, Ati Rood Bhav, Madan Bhav, Mohan, Madan. They are the higher stages of Mahabhav. So that gopi, according to the Vaishnava Toshani, is Mahabhav Swarupa gopi, which is at the 7th stage. In other words, this gopi is Vrishabhanu Nandani Shri Radha. Imagining in her meditation how Krishna is associating with the woman of Mathura, Radhika experienced the rise of the jealous anger called Man. Jealous anger is called Man. Within herself, and thinks, my beloved Sri Krishna has sent his messenger to pacify me. Thinking in this way, Radha addresses one bumblebee, which had just flown in front of her, or else, on the pretense of speaking to the bee, Radha was actually directing her words to Uddhav. And here is Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami. In the chapter on Sthai Bhav, Ujjwal Neelmani described Chitra Jalp caused by Divya Unmad. So you have to remember one word. All these verses, 10 verses is called Chitra Jalp. All the 10 verses of Brahmar Geet are called Chitra Jalp. Okay? And this Chitra Jalp is a manifestation at the stage of Mahabhava. And in Mahabhava, when somebody has Divya Unmad, Divya means transcendental, Unmad means madness. These are the words of transcendental madness. Divya means transcendental and Unmad means madness. So Chitra Jalp is transcendental madness at the stage of Bhav. So this is the verse in a Ujjwal Neelmani describing what is Chitra Jalp. When Mohan, see Mohan, the word Mohan, Mohan is the highest limit of the Mahabhav. Rood, Ati Rood, Mohan, Madan. Madan means intoxication. So this Mohan is a stage of the highest stage of the Mahabhav. When Mohan attain an indescribable state similar to complete bewilderment with remarkable symptom, it is called Divya Unmad. Means transcendental madness. It has many forms such as Udghurana, it means, and it has Chitra Jalp. So at that stage somebody speaks something. It's called Chitra Jalp. Definition of Chitra Jalp is Unmad at the highest stage of Mahabhav. Now, again, Ujjwal Neelmani says, excessive chatter that arises out of great, deep anger, Mahaman, in the presence of friend of a lover. When the friend of lover is there, and we have a deep anger for the lover, at that time some words are coming out of mouth which have no, they are incoherent and of madness, filled with various bhavas, and finally ending with intense longing, is called Chitra Jalp. So this is the definition of Chitra Jalp. Ujjwal Neelmani gives the definition of Chitra Jalp. When a dear friend of a lover is there, and when is a deep anger towards the lover because of his negligence, then the word is spoken by, in this case Radharani, have a different mellows, and that mellow ending in a intense longing to meet Krishna. But before that she is saying he's cruel, he's hard-hearted, he's arrogant. So she speaks some language, and that is called Chitra Jalp. These symptoms are described in one among many gopis. These symptoms are described in one, only Radha, among many gopis. This Kachid is most beloved, Sri Radha. Another meaning of Kachid is she who possesses spiritual knowledge, Chit. Kachid mein Chit is spiritual knowledge. And A means completely. And Ka means concerning bills of prem. Or she has the chief of those who increase at every moment, Chitnoti, their happiness of prem, Ka. So there are two meanings of Kachid here by Jiva Goswami. One meaning of Kachid is spiritual, complete spiritual knowledge of complete spiritual knowledge concerning bliss of love. The other meaning is Kachid is the one who increases every moment, Achanoti, the happiness of love. Ka. That is Radha. So these are the Kachid word is for Radha, and it has two meanings. Achinoti Ka and Chitta Aka. She suddenly saw a bee whose whiskers, mustaches, whiskers were powdered with yellow pollen, and imagined this to be the messenger from Krishna. She then spoke as follows, using indirect speech. Why was she angry when she was suffering greatly in separation? She was thinking of the association with her lover, Sangamam. She was thinking of association with her lover, Sangamam. She remembered her direct contact with him as he constantly came to her secretly in the form of Spurti, means revelation, and during dreams. Anger would be possible if he also had contact with the other woman lovers. That is explained. She who imagined B to be messenger also imagined that he had other lovers. Later, because B goes to the many flowers, therefore she thinks Krishna goes to the other woman, other lovers. Later in this chapter she will say, don't touch me to the bee with your whiskers, which are smeared with the kumkum that rubbed onto the Krishna's garland when it was cursed by the breast of the rival lover. She then spoke 10 verses called Chitra Jalp, in which she speculated about messenger sent by Krishna who was full of love for her. Krishna who was full for love for Radha. Vasna Bhasya. This is a commentary about the Upanishad or somebody. In Vasna Bhasya, what gopis, what Radharani was speaking before this is described here. In the morning, the gopis asked Uddhava, the servant of Krishna, about his pastime in the absence of Radha. So in the morning, there was no Radha when they came to see the chariot, and they surrounded Uddhava. There was no Radha there. Absorbed in her love for him, Radha, where was Radha? She was absorbed in her love for Krishna. Giving up all other thoughts, she spoke Chitra Jalp with her Sakhis, using examples from the Upanishad, which are worshipped by the section on karma and reveal pure knowledge. Previously to this, Radha showed remorse, nirved, which at root was a bhav composed of affection and anger. She then gave up all desire on considering that she was about to die. She gave up all hopes of meeting Krishna again. Not able to tolerate such news, not seeing a way to overcome the suffering, even by taking another body to stop suffering, she thought that liberation would be better. She thus spoke using example from Upanishad, which with a speech filled with the pure knowledge. She did not do this alone, but with her Sakhis. Our Veda Charmansa can be also mean Veda, which reveals similar bhavas to her. She gave up all other bhavas. Vasnaya. Shuddha Vijnana Guna Jrambham means with Anubhavas. Anubhavas. Yam Sarva Veda Amananti. So Veda liberated the Vedas, the liberated souls, and knower of the Brahm praises this love. Kathopanishad. General bhakti is praised, being superior to liberation. Their pure love is hankered after by those who fear material existence, by great sages, and by the ourself as well. Bhagvatam 10:47-58. The general lover shown by the gopis, the general love shown by gopis is desired by all people. O king, the devotee who worship the lotus feet of infallible Lord with constant endeavor achieve unflinching devotion, detachment, and experience of Lord. He achieves supreme happiness. 11.2.3. Iti achyutangrim bhajato anuvrityah bhakti vrakti bhagavat pado prabodhaha bhavanti vai bhagavatasya rajan tatha param shanti upayeti sakshat bhagavad dharma. Thus, from bhakti arises anubhav. Anubhav, vibhav, anubhav. Anubhav means voluntary actions. Anubhav is voluntary action. Vibhav is udipan and alamban. And satvik bhar, involuntary. They give rise to the ras. So Kachid means Radha. Sanatana Goswami writes same thing. He gave a couple of verses. You can refer this. Verse number 12. This is the first Brahma Gita. I think I'm leaving it here. We will do Brahma Gita in one sitting. How much we can do. Okay? I have to travel out. Everybody's waiting now. Any question or comment?
Prabhu, at what age, what time Uddhav visited Vrindavan? After how many months or years had passed?
What we are seeing right now, Krishna arrived on a certain day in Mathura, which was, we have already read, it was some 13 days or some 11th day. On 15th day, he killed the Kansa, something like that. And after 2-3 days, he have done other things and then forbade the Nand Baba to go back, and then he went for education to. So it must be 3 months at least. After that, he was thinking of his dear devotees and sent messengers to them. So he pleased his devotees. In this group, one is he promised with the Kubjas, so he went to the house of Kubja with Uddhav. Then he promised to the Akrur, I will come to his house, so he went to the Akrur. And then he sent the Akrur to Hastinapur to get the news of the Pandavas. And then he sent the Uddhava to the Brij. And after this, I think there is 7 wars with Jarasandha, and then the Kalyavan and Jarasandha for 18 times. Jarasandha will come and Kalyavan come, and then Krishna will depart and move to the Dwarka. So as we are seeing the chapters, this is hardly 3 months after he left. I mean, this is a tentative time which I can, guess intelligently.
Thank you, this is helpful.
Because this is what we have read till now. Krishna is coming to Mathura, and this chapter is coming after that. Next chapter will be something he's going to Kubja, or he's going to Akrur. You look in the chapter, you can see this. And then he's living there for fighting with the Jarasan 17 times. That takes time. And somebody should know the meter of the Brahma Gita. Which is the meter of the Brahma Gita? Tomorrow search for that and how to recite this. Madhupakitava bandho mas prasangrim sapatniya. I don't know. I'm not a good singer, but there is a special meter to sing this Brahma Gita. Kucha vilolita mala kumkum sanshabhina. Yes?
Anushtup meter.
No, it's not Anushtup. Anushtup is 8 words.
I see.
Yeah, this is different meter. You Google. The Brahma Gita is in 1 meter. And you will get the melody for this are Madhupakitava bandho mas prasangrim saptaniya. I don't know. I'm not good at all singing.
Prabhuji, just like we sing Jagannath Ashtakam, it is going like that. Madhupakitava bandho mas prasangrim sapatnya pucha vilulita mala kumkuma smasru bhirna vahatu madhupatistan maninam prasadam yadu sadasi vidambyam yasya dutastomidre.
How we sing the Jagannath Ashtakam?
Kadachit kalindi tatavipinasan.
Kadachit kalindi tata sangeet karavo. Kadachit kalindi tata sangeet karavo. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Mudha binari padhupa. Find out which meter is this. And these 10 verses will complete. I hope we can complete tomorrow. Krishna willing. I got today. Yes?
Is it class tomorrow? Tomorrow is
Oh, no, tomorrow is Sunday. Okay. Okay.
tomorrow is Chutti.
Chutti. I got this new device today that we should not suffer. Yesterday we suffered a lot. Thank you. Hare Krishna. See you.
Recording stopped.
चलो भाई जाओ. Go.